program complied with the law. The statement repeated what the firm had been saying for months, that the firm relied on an opinion from an outside law firm
for climate change
the reimbursement
could not be more challenging.
Partners and their spouses pleaded their case before Sullivan and other state officials last month, but were unable to prevent them from referring the issue to the Attorney General.
Airplanes,
the firm
higher mileage per gallon standards for automobiles, millions of new renewable energy jobs in biofuels and solar and wind. Now this administration is trying to roll back policies that are going to save our planet in the future. And as you heard last night, they removed the one piece of climate education data from the EPA website that is helping to educate millions of Americans about how we can make progress in dealing with this. So I have a question for Mr. Trump. President Trump, are you afraid of science? The science has helped us in the shellfish industry in the Pacific Northwest fight ocean acidification. It has helped us when our farmers are facing drought and need new science on crop resistant to drought. And it's helped our coastal communities figure out where they need to move to a higher plane. I know you, Mr. President, and your cabinet want to hold on to the past, but I would say to you, hire a futurist, because we're going to innovate our way out of this problem, and we are going to have a cleaner, greener planet and millions of more jobs in the United States. Thank you all very much.
You know, the president also just said we need to gut the safety regulations on oil rigs like Deepwater Horizon. Are we going to allow that to happen? Let me tell you, a person who has been an incredible champion on climate change, and specifically the most knowledgeable person in Congress on oceans, is the next person I'm going to introduce. But he has also gone to the Senate floor to speak every single week after week. I don't know, we're about 100 speeches into it. Sheldon Whitehouse of the beautiful state of Rhode Island.
Thank you, Jeff. It is so great to be here with Senator Jeff Merkley, with Senator Tom Carper, with Senator Maria Cantwell, with Senator Ed Markey, the hero of Waxman Markey. And let me give a big shout out to Maura Healey here, because I will tell you that the courts are a good place to talk about climate change, because when witnesses lie in court, they get punished. When lawyers lie to judges, they get punished. You can get in front of a courtroom and you can get discovery and you can get the other side's documents. Courts are great places, and I am so glad that our attorneys general are standing up on this issue, that children out in Oregon are standing up on this issue, and pretty soon we're going to discover that shareholders of these companies across the country are going to have to stand up on this issue, because they have not been telling the truth about what their reserves are all about. Those reserves need, as Jeff said, to stay in the ground. So we got three forms of pollution we need to worry about. We have got the pollution of our atmosphere and oceans from carbon dioxide, and we are going to stand up and make sure that we keep a survivable planet. We have got the pollution of our public debate by spin and lies and calculated misinformation from a whole enterprise of science denial, and we need to stand up to that science denial enterprise. Yes, sir.
And then we got the third pollution, which is the pollution of that building behind us with dark money, with unlimited Citizens United money, with the spending that the fossil fuel industry is doing to protect a $700 billion a year subsidy. We owe the people of the world in America that is not for sale to the fossil fuel industry. So, are we going to stand up to protect our democracy? Are we going to stand up to protect truth and science and public debate? And are we going to stand up to keep the effects on our planet so that our children and grandchildren have an Earth like ours that is habitable and hospitable to humankind? All right.
So we're driving this transition from fossil fuels to clean and renewable energy to 100% of clean and renewable energy. How much clean and renewable energy do we need? 100%. How much clean and renewable energy do we need? 100%. How much do we need? 100%. The next speaker is a co-sponsor of 100 by 50. He's been fighting to take action on climate change for 40 years. He knows all the details, educates us continuously. He's a force in the House, he's a force in the Senate, and Markey of Massachusetts.
Thank you, Jeff Merkley, Sheldon Whitehouse, to Maura Cantwell, and to Tom Carper, the ranking member on the Environment Committee. Maura is the ranking member on the Energy Committee. Nydia Velázquez, and a great Congresswoman from New York, and our great Attorney General from Massachusetts, Maura Healey, who is here today as well, who you will be hearing in just a minute. So thank you all so much for being here. When people were unhappy with slavery, the abolitionist movement came here and stood here to say no, that they wanted a revolution. When women wanted to have the right to vote, the suffragettes came here, where we are standing, to say that that must change. When the Civil Rights Movement, Martin Luther King, wanted a change in the laws so that African Americans and all minorities had the same rights as white people in our country, they came here and stood here. And they all were saying the same thing. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what the Green Revolution is now saying about fossil fuels. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. They will not stop this wind and solar revolution. They will not stop this all-electric vehicle revolution. They will not stop this energy efficiency revolution. They will not tell the green generation any longer that they are not going to have a planet that is safe and clean and non-polluting. The planet is running a fever. There are no emergency rooms for planets. The only way to do this correctly is to put the preventative programs in place with the renewable energy revolution that will save the planet from the worst, most catastrophic effects. And you know what? The Green Movement does not agonize. The Green Movement organizes. And that's what is happening here today. Not just here in Washington, but all across the country. Because there is one thing that is separating the oil and coal industry on every one of these issues from the Green Movement on every single issue. We are right and they are wrong. And the Koch brothers must be sent a message that their science, which Donald Trump has adopted, is just as bogus as a degree from Trump University. We have to make sure that they know that science is what this country is all about, and that we are going to fight for science every single day until Donald Trump is no longer the President of the United States. Thank you all for being here. Let's go, Sarah, do the job.
5 years ago, the Atlantic Ocean was 10 degrees warmer than it should normally have been, and the following week, Hurricane Sandy hit the coast and it devastated a New York district. And the representative, the congresswoman from that district, has been a champion on taking on climate change. Nydia Velázquez, welcome.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you so much. Thank you. To tell, you know, coming from New York, I'm Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez.
He's a very hard-working person and would be a very demanding job, the mayor said. He's a kind human being.
I was a victim. My
I've been mayor now for over
the low-income community were devastated.
Some of those people are doing
It
very
is
well for
shameful
themselves, and they don't
that
bring
the
out the
president who
enthusiasm that
comes
actually
from
brings
New
things down
York
on.
could deny that climate change is an environmental issue. It's not fake news, Mr. President. We know, we saw it, and this is why I am here today. This is an inspiration to see so many young people, seniors, women, Black, Latinos, Native Indians, fighting to make sure that we resist, that we reject the ill policies coming out of this administration. It is shameful that what we see, the prerequisite for the president to make any appointment to lead any of the federal agencies is how much that person hates or is committed to destroy the very agency that they are going to lead. And we are here to say, not under our watch. It will not stand. It will not stand. So to all of you, thank you. We must organize, we must resist, and today we march. God bless you. Thank you.
Have you heard of a former Attorney General from Oklahoma named Scott Pruitt who wants to tear down the EPA? Some attorney generals are using their position in partnership with the fossil fuel cartel to destroy the planet. And some are using their position as attorney general to save the planet. And Maura Healey is one of the most powerful voices using the law to take on groups like Exxon. I introduce to you a real legal champion and force, Maura Healey. Welcome.
Thank you, Senator Merkley. I am so honored to be here today at the People's March, be with all of you, be with all these tremendous leaders who have spoken out, who have stood up, and who are here today in solidarity with all of you. As a state attorney general, my message is simple. This administration has engaged in an all-out assault on the environment, climate, and science. And I am here today, my message to the President and my message to Scott Pruitt is this is not going to happen on our watch. We will resist, we will stand up, and we will not stand by and allow you to dismantle the important progress that has been made and the work that we need to do as we go forward. As states, we know how important this is. We've done this before, we'll do it again. 2 weeks ago, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of Massachusetts versus EPA. Massachusetts sued George Bush's EPA for its failure to deal with greenhouse gases. We went up to the Supreme Court and we won. We've done it before and we will do it again. Because to be clear, federal law requires those in powers to protect our residents, to protect our environment, to ensure clean air and clean water. That's what this is about. We've sued the administration already. We'll be suing them again. We'll be challenging them to make sure that they don't abandon Paris, that they don't abandon the Clean Power Plan, that they don't abdicate their responsibilities when it comes to fuel efficiency standards and all the important work that has been done. This is the most important issue of our time right now, folks. And I am here to say, as the people's lawyer to the people's marchers, let's get out there, let's raise our voices, and let's send a message to Washington that no one is above our law, and that this is about our planet, our future, and humankind. I am with you and so proud to be with all of you. Thank you.